Stoffer under some pressure, now rolling to his right. Got Clark in the end zone. Touchdown.
Clark going down the field. Now, what you don't see is Stoffer in a ton of trouble. Now he manages to get out and just hangs this one up. Clark doing an excellent job staying with the ball, even though he hits the ground hard. There's Stoffer scrambling around. He just sets and fires it.
36-yard touchdown pass.
Smith keeps it. Thrown in the air again for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin. What a throw on 4th and 1.
And what a throw. Looked like he was coming out trying to get the underneath one. Pressure in his face. Lays it out there for his receiver who extends.
That's a touchdown.
Yes. What a great catch by Godwin.
It did not look like Godwin can get to that ball, man. What a cut across that DB.
Sorry,
to
that's
make
Goodwin.
That great play.
Goodwin.
I mean Goodwin.
So we've had a Goodwin and a Godwin.
Yes.
Ball's bobbled, but Wilson has it for the end zone. Wide open catch made. David Moore has a Seahawk tumbling touchdown over the Raider logo.
Sure looked like he did. There's possession. 1 foot, 2nd foot.
3rd down and 4. Coming in on Fitzpatrick. Good protection for Fitzpatrick. And the pass intercepted by Earl Thomas. Thomas picks it off. Inside the 30, inside the 20. Thomas has one man to beat, and what a run for the touchdown.
These guys are ball hawks. You're going to throw the football up careless, and he's got Jones bearing down on him. Guys like Earl Thomas, they're going to come up with the football. We'll see if he did catch it, but what a run. I mean, looked like C.J. Spiller back there did Earl Thomas getting into the end zone. That's the life of an NFL quarterback. You got Jason Jones barreling down, but you got to be smart with the football. You see it starts with Jason Jones up front. As I mentioned, a careless throw by Ryan Fitzpatrick, but just an outstanding run by Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is one of the first moves that Pete Carroll and John Schneider, the GM, made as they came in to run this organization, picking him 14th in the draft. And that kind of run, unbelievable, shows the athleticism.
12th play of the drive for the Seahawks. 3rd and 8 from the 9-yard line. Getting to the throw. Lobs it into the end zone. Crumpler, touchdown!
Well, it's something you work on quite a bit. John Kitna, Crumpler's just going to go up the seam. It's zone coverage. Burton Hank sees it, but he's too late getting over there. And Kitna throws it in the perfect spot up top where his big tight end can jump up, both hands, pulls it to his chest and holds on.
Well, he's going to be standing right at the back of the end zone because the ball is on the 10-yard line and he lines up about 15 yards deep. So he's going to be about halfway back. He is worried about the snap. He's worried about his 2 steps. He's got a lot of things on his mind. He is, though, one of the best punters in the league. And it looks like the Seahawks are really going to come after him. They've got 10 men up on the line of scrimmage.
They blocked it. Seattle trying to fall on it for a touchdown. They did. Paul Moyer falls on the football and got it. They're within a point after attempt of tying it.
Listen to the crowd. They're stunned. They can't believe it. Everybody in this stadium realized that they were going to come after him. They lined up 10 men on the line of scrimmage. They weren't trying to fake anybody out. They just said, hey, we're coming after it. And all the thoughts that went through Camarillo's mind came true because they, in fact, blocked that. And Raymond Berry has just got to be besides himself.
And the second time that it has directly led to a touchdown.
Now look on the left of your screen. Look how quickly they're in there. And there comes a man right up the gut. That was Paul Moyer, I think, that broke it. Now watch this. Now there's 1 step, 2 steps. And look at that. As the 3 steps and as that ball, look at him stretch out. What a play. Just tremendous play by the Seattle Seahawks.
Patrick Hunter blocked it, it appears.
That was
Dave.
Patrick Hunter, yes, 23.
And you probably put everything on LeGarrette Blount here. Watch out for Cam Chancellor off the edge.
Fleming is eligible. Gronkowski lines up as the fullback. Here comes Devlin. Now Gronk splits out.
Usually a fade to Gronkowski here.
And all kinds of action in the end zone. They look for a flag. They see none. Chancellor with a coverage. And Seattle's going to win it. What a finish.
There was a lot of contact and no call. And you're not going to change any minds at this point. Let's take a look. Chancellor, he knows it's coming. Gronk knows it's coming. I think they got it right. You know, there's who initiated, who's pushing, who's tackling, who's grabbing. Yeah, they both were.
Yeah.
Before this game started today, they've got to believe in it now. Their second opportunity inside the 10-yard line. The hit right here. Terry Jackson, 24 on the blitz. The ball caroms up off the ground, and Jacob Green, he must think it's 10 miles from there to the end zone. He stopped at one point. He wants to lateral. You see him, he put the hand, put it in the other hand, and then said, I can make it, I can make it. And just barely lugging it into the end zone.
Orlando Pizzolato, he is not, but he does have a touchdown.
For half an hour during practice, Pete gave them a practice speech during the week so that this should not be a problem to come out and be strong here to start the third quarter.
Tonight's second half kickoff brought to you by Bing. See why people prefer Bing for the web's top searches. BingItOn.com. Short kick. Percy Harvin with the catch. He's on the run. He breaks free. He's across the 40. The speed. There he goes. Midfield. Look out. He's going to go. Take the second half kickoff all the way back. Baby! 88 yards for a touchdown. We knew Percy was going to do it tonight. Touchdown, Seahawks! No flags, are you kidding me? Percy Harvin, the Seahawks fans, the 12s are going nuts, and the Seahawks stretch their lead to 28-0. I don't believe it.
If anybody doesn't think or wants to know the reason why they paid this kid the money that they paid him, this is why. These are the type of plays that he makes all the time. He's so explosive. He can take it at any time when he touches it and to take it the distance, and that's what he did right there on this kickoff return.
An 88-yard kickoff return. He already has a couple of runs on the day for 45 yards, a catch for 5. Percy Harvin. Oh, my word. Stephen Hauschka on for the extra point.
And now you come out the second half, and you get the opening kickoff taken back on you. You got to be in shock again. So John Fox has got to do something to get this team back, because right now I'm sure they are definitely shell-shocked.
They now officially are saying an 87-yard kick return, and we'll check the record book. This is going to be one for the record book tonight, this performance by the Seahawks in Super Bowl 48.
And Seattle is in terrible field position. That's the setup.
Seattle's up there on the line of scrimmage going after him. They're going
after him.
He got up. Nobody but Seattle players around. He can get up
and
run.
He can get up and go with it.
He'll score.
Jesse Green. Green into the end zone. For Jesse Green, his first touchdown of the year on a block punt by Chuck Ramsey. And it is 14-9 with the extra point to come. Now let's go back one more time, because this could be the turning point of the whole ball game.
McCullum, 84, gets his hand on it. Green's going to fall on the ball, and he has nothing but Seattle players around. Quickly gets up and is able to lunge into the end zone for a touchdown. A big, big play when they were stalled offensively.
And a third down conversion. Warren goes in motion. Steve Smith, the lone setback behind Meyer. And the throw is caught by Galloway, and he's got open space. They will not catch this guy. Touchdown, Seattle. Wow. 54-yard touchdown pass, Meyer to Joey Galloway. most remarkable quick strike forces to come into the league in a few years, Bob.
He's going to make the move, just cross it over the middle, just a little short post, going up high and making the grab. But the amazing thing is this guy has amazing speed. There's no way anybody in that secondary is going to get an angle on him.
Bubba and Hoying having problems on the snap. They're down. Hoying needs 9 on this throw. Here comes the blitz. There's the throw. It's picked off. Sean Springs with an open track to the end zone. And the Seahawks go in and take.
You know, Sean's dad is here in the stands. I mean, the whole Springs entourage is here. So they are cheering, but no one else is. This is an absolute horrible throw. You cannot hang an out route. Now, it's the most difficult throw in football. Geometrically, it's the longest from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline.
Lockett in motion. Wilson deep downfield, getting free and open and making the grab. This Metcalf in for the touchdown. Goes down, gets up, and takes it into the end zone. The rookie who somehow lasted to the second round. I mean, this guy looked for all the world like a first-round pick. He couldn't believe he lasted to the second round. In for the score.
I think, Al, that looked like some kind of a blown coverage because they brought Rodney McLeod, the safety, down to that side, and yet there was a motion going across the field, so he really had nobody to cover. But you just cannot keep up with the speed of DK Metcalf. You knew eventually Russell Wilson was going to take his shot.
And rookie Charlie Rogers is back at about the 24. Seattle, a 5th-round pick out of Georgia Tech. There is a slight breeze inside the stadium this afternoon. High kick, he jacks it up, driving Rodgers back into the sun, back to the 6, and they'll return it. Breaking one tackle up the sideline. The kicker is there. Does he get by Miller? He does. He is in a foot race with Lance Brown. He's going to go in for a touchdown. Incredible. That is the first return in the NFL this year, either punt return or kickoff return for a touchdown.
And we see it right here. The first miss right there is the one that got him started. Now up the sideline. The only guy left is the punter. Of course, he's not going to be in a position many times to make a saving tackle. This is a case of a punt being too good. It was so deep that the coverage people couldn't get down there to form their lanes.
Third down and 3. Empty backfield. Wilson throws to the end zone. It is Metcalf for a Seahawks touchdown.
We'll have to see if he brought this all the way in, but what a great throw and an unbelievable catch by DK Metcalf. That I have seen Metcalf inside working on Edmonds again, who's had a lot of action come his way. Definitely doesn't have control there. Secure, 1-2, touchdown Seattle. And he's such a big target, Kenny. When he moves inside, it's pretty guaranteed that he's going to get matched up.
That he used to, just shake off and it's part of the game. But now he's getting a little older, he's starting to feel him a little bit more.
3rd and 10. He's got time and he's got a receiver. There goes McKnight. He could go the distance, and he will. Seattle has the lead once again. Working up against Donnie Brady. They'll take that missed tackle, won't they?
A lot of the big plays today on both sides of the football have been missed tackles, like you just mentioned right there. Special teams for Seattle missing tackles. In that particular time, the Ravens secondary. That's just an excellent route. Warren Moon doing a good job getting the football out there and letting him do the rest.
It's decided by 8 points or fewer. They have work to do here today, trailing 21-6 as Wilson starts the 4th quarter looking for the home run ball. And he got it. It is a touchdown for Tyler Lockett.
Now he's up at the top. Now he may be a rookie, but watch late in the route how he wins at the end. Look with Lavarius Webb. See that subtle little push off with the inside hand to clear himself just a little extra space. Nothing that's going to be called. But that was a veteran route done by a rookie. getting that hand in late and just giving himself just a little extra room against Ladarius Webb.
And that breakaway speed didn't hurt at all there,
No,
Charles.
that doesn't. And just think, guys, when they drafted him, they thought they were getting a kick returner only as a rookie.
Coming in motion. This one is intercepted. Terry Wooden down the sideline. He is to the 40, the 30. He is going to score. And the Seahawks are out in front.
Trying for a timing pattern, and Wooden goes in the perfect spot. Now watch freeze. Want to see a quarterback get planted? Whack. The first hit by Gray was in the front. He was starting to go down. He did get a little push, but watch what happens. The first comes there.
Marshawn Lynch over 100 yards now in the ball game. 102 yards on 16 carries.
3rd down and 5 from the 27. 2 receivers left side. Here comes the inside handoff to Lynch. He breaks another tackle. He breaks another. He's down inside the 10. Down to the 5. Russell's still blocking. Does he pile into the end zone? He does. Touchdown, Seahawks. Marshawn Lynch starts inside, breaks it back out to the right, picks up his blocking, including his quarterback, Russell Wilson, for a 27-yard touchdown run. Wow, Marshawn Lynch, and the Seahawks go on top.
And you know Marshawn felt as bad as anybody on that sideline about that fumble earlier in the ball game, and he has more than made up for it the way he's run the football the last few times he's had it in his hands, and this was indicative of that right here. Great moves in the secondary and gets to the outside. Russell Wilson able to get a little bump on the corner, and he's able to drive into the end zone right in that right corner for the touchdown.
They're going to review this play, so says our referee, Pete Morelli.
They've only got a 3-point lead, 13-10. There, the interception in the end zone by McDougal. And now Seattle with Carson. Oh, goodness, he landed on his feet. He's still up. That was insane. Carson upended, came down, and kept running.
We're seeing more and more of these running backs running fearlessly throughout this season. Remember Ezekiel Elliott's jump? He jumped and stuck the landing and then ended up getting tripped up. In this play, Carson goes full flip.
On 4th down, Efren Herrera has come into the game. Keep in mind, Zorn is the holder. Efren Herrera's longest field goal in his career is 52 yards. This one would be about 54 yards. It would be 55 yards, as a matter of fact. Seconds ticking away on the 30-second clock. They'll have time to get it off. Keep in mind, Zorn, the quarterback, is the holder. And it's Bacon. Wide open. Oh! Efren Herrera has a first down inside the 20, and Seattle's doing everything.
I love it. I want to tell you, folks, this is the kind of play pro football needs. Not parity, but enterprise, inventiveness. Watch number 1, Efren Herrera go right up the middle. Nobody is covering him. Zorn puts it right in there. No problem. Efren Herrera says, I can be a receiver too. All right. Shows you what surprise can do. Instead of the stereotype. The same defenses, the same offenses, the same playbooks. Only the numerology different. Jack Patera is giving the nation a lesson in creative football. I don't care what they do with them. I like what's different. The minute a team in this league does something different, the other team is totally messed up. You got to give Jack Patera a lot of credit. He's made some bold calls tonight, and they've worked for him, which makes him a genius. No, he's been watching college football.
On 2nd and 7, here's Alexander. Breaks free. Sean Alexander, touchdown, and the Seahawks win it. A 27-yard touchdown run as Sean Alexander waves goodbye to the crowd.
Watch Alexander here. Nice blocking up front. And once he breaks that first level, Keon Carpenter takes a terrible angle. And Kenny on that drive, Hasselbeck was 3 for 3, 38 yards.
Well, Feely had a field goal blocked in overtime in Pittsburgh. Missed one in overtime today. Seahawks win it 30-24 in overtime here in Atlanta. On 1st down, Smith lobs one up for Walker, who dives, makes the catch. Spectacular Reception by Walker for his second touchdown today.
Caught this like a wide receiver. Look at that. Over his shoulder, outstretched arms. You don't see running backs make that type of catch. That is a tremendous play by Kenneth Walker. And then just take a look at Geno Smith being mobile in the pocket, gets away from that.
Four-man front by Miami. Crowd again urging the Dolphin defense on. Here's Dave Craig stepping up and throwing for Largent. He's got it. Steve Largent, his second consecutive catch. This one for 40 yards, and here are the Seahawks on the doorstep.
Now that's unbelievable. For 57 minutes, the Dolphins have been able to shut Largent down. Look at that pattern. Oh, that's a great pattern. When Judson looks back at the quarterback, that's when Largent breaks. And that's great familiarity between the quarterback and receiver. Craig on the other side does pay a certain price. He has tremendous confidence in the receiver. That's Charles on his back, number 71. 3 points, 3 yards to win this football game. First and goal.
Third and 10. 2:17 remaining in the fourth. 1 point Miami lead. And Freeze finding Blades in the middle of the field. Look out, there goes Brian Blades. Down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's in for the touchdown. Another big play by the Seahawks. 80 yards for Blades. His second touchdown of the season, and he has stunned the crowd here in Miami as Blades beats the free safety, Gene Atkins. And Seattle has moved in front 20-15.
And they'll go for 2 points here. Dennis Erickson is trying to get him on the field. John Freeze has thrown 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Benny Galloway, and this one to Joey Galloway, and this one to Blades. That's the difference in this ball game. There haven't been long sustained drives. They've been 65, 51, and 80 yards for touchdowns. And if the 2-point conversion, on that 2-point conversion, you really don't have a hole. You run to daylight, the old Vince Lombardi way. Not a very long pass, but a long run after the catch. Seattle still in that last drive in a possession mode. Don't give the ball up with something crazy, but let their wide receivers make the long runs for touchdown.
Had his head down there into his little concentration, his pre-shot routine.
Draw play. Lamar Smith, he's going in, and the Buccaneers give up a touchdown run. So a traumatic and quick turnabout in this game.
This is as well a blocked offensive play as you will ever see. At the point of attack, Seattle opened up a wide gap. What a super play.
But I'll tell you what, he took 2 steps. I mean, he was not, he took a step, maybe 2, before he hit Sims.
And that one is intercepted. Michael Boulware, rookie.
There's the pressure. The pocket starts to collapse. It's Grant Wistrom again, Kurt, who gets on Sims' legs and brings him right down. Watch him get Sims' feet right there, and he tries to make that throw in desperation. And this is an interception that he's not going to get away with.
They are talented young guys, but over 100 wins the award every year.
They go to reverse to Galloway. His speed turns the corner, and Galloway still not done. Cutting back the other way, gets a block. Galloway's in open field. He's across the 40. One man has an angle on him. A blocker's in front. Joey Galloway inside the 20. A brilliant block. Flattens the man, and into the end zone is Joey Galloway as Howard Ballard got down the field and threw the block. And an absolute unbelievable play.
I don't believe that.
This game is a highlight reel.
Don, this highlight will be on every local sportscast, national sportscast in the nation this year. Watch this reverse. He wears number 84. He runs an 84-yard reverse for a touchdown. You tell me who thinks he's going to survive that corner. And Donnie's one of the fastest men in the world, let alone the National Football League. Now watch Chris Warren at the end of this. This will be a boom. Pop Chris Warren.
Ballard got the first block, then Warren the final block that freed him. I tell you, if you like touchdowns, this is the place to be. 10:56 to go in the first half, and Seattle leads again 21-14. After Seattle's taken the lead.
This is the play of the year. Rick Meyer handing off to Joey Galloway. Benny Clark had him and missed. 6 Jaguars, 7, 8 Jaguars go by him. And then at the end, he picks up the block of the year from Blades 89. And then from Chris Warren, knocking down Williams. And watch, I am the man. I'm the man.
Smith, end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown! Colby Parkinson! Last week it was Drew Lock. This week it's Geno Smith, and the Seahawks are back in front.
It's me or you getting this ball.
And it's not a whole lot of design, right?
No.
It was one-on-one. This is what Jimmy Graham did forever, right? He would go down, post him up, and you throw the ball as hard as you can at him. Colby Parkinson comes up with a massive play.
He got legs up in there.
You notice they put in Keith Browner on this punting situation as a blocker. Garcia is back. Oh, look out. Snap way over the head of Garcia. Booted. It goes into the end zone. Now, what will the ruling be? Because that ball was actually kicked by a Seattle player.
Well,
inadvertently,
and I think that may be what the ruling is. It counts. It's going to count as a touchdown to Seattle. But things go wrong. They go wrong when it rains, it pours, and John McKay, whose team has been in camp longer than any team in the NFL, I think they came into camp on the 7th of July, looked somewhat tired.
Well, no, he just said, well, there's just another thing that can happen to us. Greg Gaines was the man who came up with the ball, number 56 out of Tennessee. Darrell Irvin was the one who was putting the rush on, and he actually kicked it. Chuck Knox was even amused by that one. Really funny.
This is Garcia. Yep, had a tough time getting up there.
Now watch the chain of events here. He tries to kick it, whips it completely, and then it's kicked by a Seattle player. Well, he just got a hunk of it. Well, that's number 70.
And go out trying to make those one-hand catches, those high one-hand catches. If it's going to happen to you, Bill, it's good, I guess, that it happens in this game.
Well, the only thing that is unfortunate about it is that John McKay, your old coach, did say, look, last year's behind us. All the bizarre things that could happen have happened.
What a victory this would be for the Seahawks if they can hold on. This is a homecoming of sorts for their president and general manager, Mike McCormick, for their defensive coordinator, Tom Catlin. McCormick was an offensive tackle here back during the glory years, 54 to 62. Mike played in 6 Pro Bowls, 3 NFL championship games while he was here, clearing the way for the great Jimmy Brown. Sight 24 of 36.
Oh boy, he's off and running.
Jacob Green.
A lineman's dream.
And Seif will not catch him. Touchdown, and look at the Seahawk bench. Everybody's coming to see Jacob Green.
Seif went to that play one time too much today. He completed several passes, and it looked as if Jacob Green could knock him down or bat him down. And this time, Jacob Green just played it just perfect. He was right there on the wide side. You'll see him on the left of your screen. As Seif just wants to dump it quick to Pruitt. There's Jacob Green, steps in between, and he's off to the races. Boy, he doesn't run like a defensive end, does he? 73 yards. That's a lineman's dream.
Well, he is already, Dave Rowe, the all-time Seattle sack leader with 24. But I'll tell you, he'll take that 73-yard romp over every one of those sacks, to be sure.
Look at Reggie McKenzie there. He's loving it.
Didn't perform well early.
Listen, Derek Anderson got his feet wet and showed a lot of progress last year when he got into football games and did not win the job over the summer. He really didn't, but As we said earlier, Charlie Fry sacked 5 times in that first game in 10 pass attempts. They put in Derek Anderson, and he's just taken off with his play.
Zastudil's punt to Burleson at the 6. Dodges a couple of tacklers. Gets away. Watch out. Burleson against Zastudil. He beat him. Nate Burleson is going all the way. Touchdown, Seattle. What a return by Nate Burleson. 94 yards.
Wow. Yeah, wow is right. Usually you'll put your heels right on the 10-yard line. If it goes over your head, you let it go. He fields this thing, as you said, at about the 6. Look at him in traffic. They got him stopped right there. Missed tackle 3. There's 3-4 missed tackles. And now once he's open in the open field against the kicker, forget about it.
Nate Burleson's 3rd career punt return for a touchdown. And it ties the Seahawks record for their longest punt return for a touchdown.
Watch out for Largent in that slot position. That's where he likes to work. Next TD reception by Largent. He goes into the record book as #1 all-time. Here's the throw to Largent. Touchdown! He breaks the record and scores the first points of the game for Seattle. So Steve Largent, the all-time receiver in catches and yards, now is the all-timer in touchdown catches. He surpasses the mark set a half-century ago by Don Hudson. His 100th career touchdown catch. Steve Largent in the slot on your right-hand side just runs right by the linebacker. There's a great open spot there. Largent finds it and just sets down. Makes a great catch. He's made 800 and some great catches. That's his 4th catch today for 35 yards and the all-important touchdown that takes him to the NFL record, surpassing Don Hudson. And of more immediate importance, the Seahawks are right back in the game as Norv Johnson hits the point after, and with 42 seconds to play in the first half, Cincinnati's lead is cut to 10-7. So Largent, the waiting is over. He makes the record-setting touchdown catch, and it really reflects his career the way he did it. Perfectly positioned, feet planted, outstretched hands. He comes down with the ball and keeps both feet in for the score. Just a great play there. It's something that can't be underrated. Steve Largent is a very intelligent receiver, knows the defenses, knows where the empty spot is, finds it, sits down, and Craig just has to throw it to him. He's standing there all alone. Very nice catch to know where he is on the field and not let his feet drag out of the back end of the end zone. One of the greatest receivers to ever play in the National Football League. So consistent. And 100 touchdowns. That's twice as many as I scored. And 50 is about more than just a handful of people scored.
I think we've made enough of the fact that the Seahawks again are without Marshawn Lynch, NFL's rushing leader since 2011. Got Rawls in at tailback. He gets it, cuts it back, and a good run by Rawls out across midfield. Inside the 35 and still going for the touchdown. It's the first rushing touchdown, and it's a bigger lead for Seattle. And how about the offensive line and Thomas Rawls?
They do an excellent job. Tom Cable, we saw him at the end of that play. He's got to be excited when he takes a look at how well this offensive line did in their combination block, and they crush down the front side. They open up the backside with Russell Okun making a key block. And then it's all Thomas Rawls. Just one cut, he is off to the races. Just an outstanding job of execution.
The way is just keep the receivers in front of you, tackle them before they can get a long gain or get in position to kick a field goal or get in the end zone.
Second down. Harbaugh on target, but the hit to Aaron Bailey by Sean Springs. The rookie #1 draft choice out of Ohio State makes a statement. Yep. And great timing.
Right, think, now let's see what that picture looked like.
Here's what we're talking about.
That's a legal hit. That's fine. I don't think that's going to be any kind of a fine on Springs. He had his head up. He kind of hit him with his arms and his chest.
He goes. Kyrie Wilson makes the play. And man, we could have seen Darius Leonard celebrating. He was so excited.
No. Second down and 20, final minute of this second quarter. As Wilson fires downfield, Lockett, he's got it! Touchdown! His second of this first half, wow. 69 yards!
Wow. Talk about blowing the top off. Blowing the top off of the defense. That is, it's unfair. Let's just be honest, Kenny. Tyler Lockett has a 20-yard running head start at Kyrie Wilson. Two-way go on him. Kyrie Wilson stays head up. There's no way you're going to stop that.
Third touchdown pass of the first half from Russell Wilson. He connects with Tyler Lockett once again.
First things first, like the opening kickoff, Mel Gray out of the end zone, and he fumbles after being hit by Michael Bates.
They're going to run it and get the first down. Rashad Penny, touchdown, Seahawks.
All right, Seattle has the ball. Green Bay, 48-yard line, first down. Zorn right to the air. 4 on the pattern. 1 to block. Deep. Largent has it. Touchdown. 48 yards from Jim Zorn to Steve Largent.
You talk about a tremendous throw, a tremendous catch. That was a perfect throw. The ball had to travel about 55 yards in the air, but it's a nice, soft pass, the kind the receivers love to catch, right on the money. It had to be a perfect throw because the coverage was very good. But number 80, Largent, coming up with a big play for Seattle, and they are now right back in the ball game.
Here's the extra point attempt.
Don't think this crowd doesn't also know what's going on. You see how loud and how into it they've gotten here. They want this defense to keep Sean Alexander out of the end zone.
A test of wills. Everyone knows where the ball's going.
And they're on their feet at Lambeau.
Less than a yard away. Alexander, wide open. The record is yours. Sean Alexander with his 28th touchdown of the season, most in a single campaign in NFL history.
And what a great block by Max Strong. The guy that has led him on the majority of those touchdowns, again, does a great job just getting him a seam and a crack and letting Sean do the rest from there.
And all they do is get touchdowns, right?
That's all they do. Watch, this is Max Strong right there. Watch him lead weak and take out Nick Barnett right there. And now the rest is easy for Sean Alexander. He just jogs into the end zone and into history. But again, Max Strong, that's why he's going to his first Pro Bowl.
Jim Zorn, Seattle's Player of the Year in '76. Jim Zorn matched Fran Tarkington pass for pass. And this 80-yarder to rookie wide receiver Steve Rabel was Seattle's longest offensive play of the season. Indeed, Seattle's strong performance against the Super Bowl-bound Vikings served notice to all of football.
Hey, Joe, it's been a difficult couple of days for Seahawks wideout Darrell Jackson. On Friday, he left the team to be with his family in Florida, and after getting word that his father was close to succumbing to cancer, Jackson rejoined the team last night after getting to spend some time with his dad. But as it turns out, that would be their final moments together, because Darrell told me that his dad, Joe Jackson, passed away this morning. Back to you.
But he almost single-handedly won't let him. Hasselbeck wide open is Jackson for the touchdown. And this secondary for Minnesota isn't covering anybody. Guys, I know that they miss Antoine Winfield, who is one of the better cornerbacks in the entire NFL. but they are really struggling without Winfield, and Hasselbeck is picking them apart.
Yeah, and this is just simple zone coverage. I mean, they come off the ball, nobody's there to try to reroute them or anything else. You got a safety back, Brian Russell, but the corner doesn't play soft. Nobody gets under Darrell Jackson. You don't get Russell over the top to help. That's as easy as it comes.
On 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 39. Oh, a snap goes far beyond Russell. He slides down, picks it up, on the move, rolls, looks right, down the middle. Tyler Lockett, he's got it in the middle of the field. He gets a block, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Necktie tackled out at the 4-yard line. How in the world did they do that? Russell Wilson, ball snapped over his head, picks it up, scrambles around, finds Lockett in the middle of the field for a pickup of 35 and a first down.
And Russell Wilson right there turned a potential disaster into one of the biggest plays of this ball game for the Seahawks on offense.
Seahawks fans were anxious to see the run game start to develop, and there's been a little bit more of a commitment to that. Already 60 yards rushing in the first half for Seattle. And again, back to the run. Gaping hole for Carson. Into the secondary. Galloping for the end zone and a touchdown. 30-yard score, and Chris Carson puts another 15 yards on as he runs halfway up the tunnel.
Watch him give this little hint move to Eric Kendricks. He thought he was going to take one of these inside gaps. Just a quick little look inside, boom, and then he redirects himself outside. Kendricks underplayed that, thought he was going in that B gap. Carson says, I'll see you later.
Zorn is now throwing for 2,030 yards this season. Big rush on him. He gets it away. Largent is open. Touchdown. Touchdown to Largent. And he was hit as he let the ball go. A great catch by Largent in the end zone.
And a terrific throw by Zorn in a very difficult situation. They've got a blitz on. They're sending everybody after Zorn. Largent knows he's got to cut his pattern a little bit short. He leaves Livers checking his shoes out. He's got a lot of room to put the ball. However, he had to throw it before Largent made his move. Excellently timed. Outstanding catch, and they've got 6 on the board.
Look at the pressure there, John. He was hit by Osborne just as he let it go, and young Zorn coolly hung in there.
Well, that's sucking it up and taking your lick.
31 seconds to go. Zorn took his club from his 26-yard line and went 74 yards for a touchdown in the last minute, 22 seconds of the half. There's Largent. Marvelous catch by this young receiver.
Let's take a look. We're seeing the end of the catch. However, if they haven't communicated very well, in other words, a good receiver knows just by who's playing defense back there, how vacant is it, whether it's a blitz or not. Obviously, if it's a blitz, what you got is you've got to cut your pattern a little bit short. You can't take it quite as far. Had he taken it way down the field, another 2 steps, Zorn would not have been able to come to him with the ball. He did it just right, and that's why they scored.
I can see why he led the nation at Tulsa 2 years in touchdowns, Largent. The way he could get open and the way he could maneuver after he's open.
There's, no gimmicks here. And they're just saying, everybody get down on the goal line and wait. Because they'll come to you. You got Duron Cherry, go sit down in the end zone somewhere.
Chuck Knox screaming out instructions to his offense. 4 seconds left. This is it. Need a touchdown to win.
Duron Cherry is down at about the 5-yard line. He's just waiting. They're backing off.
Look out for Derek Thomas. Paul Scansey's got it.
Is this? I'm telling you something. David Craig has done everything that he could possibly do in a ball game as a quarterback to win a football game. Scansey is downfield. Now look at, you've got to get into the end zone. He's just all by himself. Now I don't know. There's Duron Cherry. Martin is not deep enough. Scansey goes up. That ball is right on target. It is perfect. Had him in the grasp, which you'll see here. Derek Thomas coming from the right of the screen. He grabs him here. David Craig goes out, now look at this, and he has enough presence of mind to find Paul Scansey downfield, throws the ball. That's beautiful. That's just beautiful.
Now, I have to say that on the last play of the game like that, and from seeing the replay, I would have to say no, he was not in the grasp. And indeed, I think I saw in the back there, referee Tom White nod that he was not in the grasp, but the play was okay.
That was a fantastic defensive back 2 years ago. That's right. O'Donohue kicks off. Zachary Dixon at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Up the sideline. Dixon may go all the way. Touchdown, Seattle. Touchdown by number 21, Zachary Dixon. Picked up from Baltimore on waivers. 94 yards. Seattle touchdown. You know, you might expect that from Seattle with a punt return with all done. Zachary Dixon, he gets some good blocks, sets him up, comes inside, then bounces back to the outside. And he's, boy, look at him striding out for the distance. Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of the great plays in football. That's the first kickoff return for a touchdown, we're told, for Seattle.
And there's still 8:30 left in this opening quarter.
This is going to come down to Burleson. No, Wilson gets it, takes it, goes across the 20, 25. There he goes, 30, 35, 40, 45. He breaks the tackle. He's down the sidelines. Cuts back against the grain. The 30, the 20 looks for some blocking. Keep going. He's running out of gas. The 10, the 5. Josh Wilson. What a run back. Touchdown, Seahawks. Holy smokes, Josh Wilson, 89 yards. As I thought he was going to just drop dead on the 5, but he legs it into the end zone.
Watch Josh Wilson. He catches the ball right here. A little miscommunication back there between he and Nate Burleson. But now he just uses his speed, gets outside. Great balance right there. Then he's able to just cut back. The Rams in their pursuit angles were not very good. And anytime you get a guy that's going to cut back across the field, that far down the field, you should have guys coming back to make that tackle. And the Rams coverage unit just broke down.
An 89-yard touchdown run.
Play action. Smith sets up at midfield. He wants the end zone. He wants Lockett, and he's got him again. Lockett earlier had a 35-yard touchdown reception. This one of 40 yards.
They can't stop him on the backside. They just can't. And that time it looked like he was in man. Let's see what they're doing up. So he's running with them all the way. Got a little jump on him. He just run to the middle of the field. Now you got to close and he can't because Lockett's running just with him. That's just.
And this, the 10th play of the drive. 31 seconds left in regulation. Seahawks have one timeout remaining. Gray getting the time. End zone. Touchdown. Steve Largent on a 12-yard pass play, a dramatic drive by the Seahawks to move within 1 point, and it will come down to the extra point attempt by Norm Johnson, who has been perfect this season.
Just short time left on the clock. Craig's able to get back there with good protection and go to the ace in the hole. This is the clutch, Mr. Clutch Man, right here, Steve Largent.
Along with Jones, 5 of 12 on third downs are the Texans. Slot to the far side. Schaub goes under center. In motion is the tight end. Schaub turns. Blitz is coming. Schaub's got to get rid of it. The ball is picked up. It's Richard Sherman. He's going to go down the far sidelines. Are you kidding me? Nobody's going to touch him. 10-5. Touchdown! Seahawks! 54 yards, and the defense does it again. Richard Sherman. Holy smoke!
And I was wondering if they would throw the football on 3rd and 4, and Schaub looks like he's a little bit banged up after that play. He got quick pressure in his face, just kind of threw it up there, and Richard Sherman, being very aggressive as a defensive back, steps in front and takes it the distance for the touchdown to maybe tie this score up.
1 point away from tying it up here in Houston, and the fans simply can't believe it at Reliant Stadium. The Seahawks defense, unbelievable in the second half.
Still have an all-important extra point right here.
They have 192 yards in total offense so far, and they have scored on 3 of their 4 possessions.
Right over to your left.
Aikman has it batted back, up in the air, caught. This is Sam Adams. Touchdown, Seattle. Sam Adams.
Tangeli's going to see as he looks up. Just a great individual effort. Sam Adams on a stunt. Not only does he knock it down, there's never a doubt. I mean, he almost knocked it up on purpose, it would look, so he could get that ball and get himself 6 points.
It is a homecoming of sorts for Sam Adams. He's from Houston. He played collegiately at Texas A&M. He's got a lot of friends and family here, and he's just scored his first NFL touchdown.
When he came to the sideline, he told James McKnight, hey, it's my fault. And Sam Adams makes a play that you don't see a lot of guys make, especially the short tabletop types that Sam Adams is. There's not much altitude there. There's a lot of horizontal. But you see, that's an athlete playing defensive tackle. And when you get there, and it doesn't happen often, you got to have something planned and you got to enjoy it.
Now, do you suppose he's practiced that?
I have no doubt. Defensive linemen don't get to do it very often, but when they get there, they know exactly what they're going to do.
They've been so ineffective. It's going to be Russell Wilson, and they're going to have to give him more opportunities than just on third down to pick up plays.
Wilson floats it. Pass is caught for the first down by Baldwin. The initial indication was the catch was good, and let's watch. Brilliant call. Unbelievable catch by Doug Baldwin, his first of the night.
Sorry, Joe. Everybody in the secondary is saying it's incomplete, but that's a great job of knowing where he was, securing the catch, and putting his feet down.
What a big play. Mark that for Seattle as Mike Davis carries. Gains 3. This was a catch.
This was a catch, and it was an unbelievable throw with pressure again in Russell Wilson's face. This guy, he really is a technician. I've loved Doug Baldwin since he came into the league and what he's shown in Seattle. That is great work on his part.
Dave Craig leading the Seahawks onto the field. The one rookie, Darrell Turner, a wide receiver from Michigan State. And up front, Ron Essing, Reggie McKenzie, Blair Bush, Robert Pratt, and Bob Kreider. And the crowd into it right from the start. The Seahawks, first down from the 20-yard line. And Craig going for the bomb. And he has Turner. Darrell Turner. An 80-yard touchdown, and as you mentioned, John, Chuck Knox looking to quiet this crowd down right at the start.
Well, I tell you, I didn't quite know it was going to be that spectacular. Darrell Turner made one of the finest catches I've seen all year. Totally extended, and for him to have kept his feet was even more remarkable. But that ball was thrown as well as a ball can be thrown. Seattle also caught Denver in a blitz. They're trying to get to the thrower. You give the thrower that much time when you've got 7 men rushing the passer. He runs right by Mike Harden. Darrell Turner, we know, has got great speed in his rookie year from Michigan State. Turns the first offensive play into a touchdown.
In pregame, here was Josh Brown, the other end, whose range is over 50. That was a 58-yarder.
Which doesn't mean anything because there was nothing on it.
Nothing.
There was no rush. There was no snap. There was no hold. There was anything. Now this is about, it's about a snap. It's about a hold. It's about a kick. And it's about a rush.
And it's about a win or probable overtime. 50 yards. Blackemeyer puts it down. And Josh Brown has done it again. kicking field goals. If this holds, there are still 5 seconds remaining.
I don't know if you can listen to quiet, but if you can, listen to this quiet.
This is what quiet sounds like.
That was a perfect kick with him. There was no doubt about that. Good snap, good hold, got plenty of leg into it. That whole thing was perfect.
And he's right about big plays. You can't let guys like Jeremy Urban run 9 routes on you down the sideline for 46 yards.
That's right. No disrespect to Jeremy, but Jeremy is a backup receiver coming in. You got to be able to shut those guys down. And they can't shut this guy down, Alexander. He's looking for the house. And this is why the Seahawks have to pay him. 88 yards right out of the gate for Sean Alexander. And whatever went on in that bathroom, maybe he needs to go back up in there and come back out.
Well, you remember the play they ran earlier, and that was just unbelievable right there. It's the same scheme, but it's to the other side. They will down block with Stevens right here. Watch this crushing block here. Nice kick out by Locklear on Dansby. It's going to create a huge alleyway for Alexander. Then he just cuts off that lead block by Max Strong. Now it's off to the races. Eyes in the back of his head. Watch right here. Just enough feeling Adrian Wilson. You've got to talk about the blocking up front. Jeremy Stevens, 86. Watch him chop down Antonio Smith. Locklear is going to kick out on Dansby. Max Strong is going to lead it up inside. 3 really, really good blocks. I mean, you just don't draw it up any better than that. And then it's the vision of Sean to cut all the way back against the grain, and he's off to the races.
Another good cut back inside on Antonio Smith, the D tackle.
How about that little move to the left right there? Oh.
You're going to have to throw the ball somewhere in here.
11 penalties for 97 yards for the Seahawks. 1st and 15 now at the 21. Turn and hand to Lynch. He stutter steps. Breaks through the line. Makes a man miss. Cuts back outside right 30. 35, 40. Down the far sidelines. Pushes a defender. Keeps fighting. He's still moving. He's going to go. Down to the 20. The 15. They're chasing at 10. He dives in. Are you kidding me?
What
Touchdown,
a run. Oh,
Seahawks. Holy catfish. 79 yards, and that made Beastquake look like a walk in the park. Marshawn Lynch, sick, a bad back, says, get out of my way. Takes it down the far sideline if he didn't step out of bounds. And he didn't. Oh, my word.
It was a touchdown.
Holy smoke. Marshawn from 79. What a play.
If he did step out of bounds, they should just forget about it and say, no, he didn't. What a run that was by Marshawn Lynch. He took a couple of really good football players and just threw them out of the way like they were little men, like Patrick Peterson, an all-pro cornerback, and Rashard Johnson, their safety, just took them and threw them out of the way, and he stayed in bounds. As we're watching the replay, what fancy feet he had down that sideline. This guy showed some of everything he has as a running back.
Place they look to improve. Opening up on Monday night. Dallas got some room out of the backfield, breaks a tackle, and he's going to go.
Blown coverage. Saw it right away. Whoever was supposed to pick him up.
This is a very big deal for the Chargers to cover this because Seattle will have one play and then try to kick a field goal. Wade Ritchie kicks it off. Rodgers at the goal line. Has some room. Caught from behind, 7 seconds remaining. Ronnie Jenkins probably saved the touchdown. Well, with 6 seconds to go and 1 timeout left, this return puts them in position to win it. Hasn't sprung one all year, but great blocking at the point of attack. Pete Rodriguez's men, very good fundamentally, and now they can attempt a long field goal from here, but they still have time. Oh, they're not even going to take the time. I thought they'd run a play. Ryan Lindell has a long of 52. This would be from 54 yards out after the 64-yard kickoff return. It's good.
upside rookie, but more like a 6-7-year veteran.
Feeney, their third-round pick. Quick's pass is deflected and intercepted. It's Terrence Garvin, and he's taking it in for the pick six.
You can check out the Seattle linebackers just standing right in the middle of the field. Clements never saw Will Hoyt. Garvin just saw the ball.
Rams want to tack some more on, and they have Lansford out to try a 43-yard field goal. He is 9 for 12 on field goal attempts this year. Block, and they'll be running with it. Goodbye. He's out of here on the run with the ball. Is the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to take it the distance. Vernon Dean, the sprinter, the former Washington Redskin. Brian Bosworth was the man who blocked it. And Vernon Dean, as the Rams try to pack on more points, instead get it shoved right back at them. 13-14 to play, and the Seahawks have their first touchdown of the day.
And it comes as a result of a blocked field goal. They had that happen to them last week. Pressure comes from a lot of different places. Brian Bosworth gets through there, gets his hand on it, ends up being a 63-yard blocked field goal return for a touchdown for the Seattle Seahawks.
Ironically, it's the special teams, a defensive unit that's on the field for Seattle when they get their first touchdown of the day.
Holohan the holder. There's just too much penetration. Bosworth way in there, and he makes the block. And we will give you some more in-depth information after this play. A throwback screen is complete to John L. Williams. Williams to the 40, Williams to the 50. Williams can bust it to the 20, the 10. He's got it, 75 yards. What a year he is having.
And what a day he's having. He's closing in on the 200-yard receiving mark this afternoon for a fullback. That's absolutely unheard of. We just talked about how Bo Jackson or Marcus Allen can change the complexity of a game. Well, how about John L. Williams? Out of the backfield with the screen pass. And he beats everybody. We said it earlier. He seems to run just fast enough to beat a defense, and he outran an entire secondary. Screen pass is well set up. They get everybody moving to the right with this rollout action and throw it all the way back across the field. Well set up. Number 75, Mike Wilson, out in front. A good block by Blades going downfield. And Williams outrunning the rest of the secondary. Now has 7 catches, 180 yards on the afternoon. What a day for a fullback.
Ooh, yeah.
Smith waiting for the shotgun snap. The fake. Rolls right. Throws for the end zone. It is caught. DK Metcalf overpowering the Rams to snatch it away and give Seattle the late lead.
Geno Smith on the naked. He's going to pull up right here and wait for DK Metcalf to get in his vision. Parkinson does an excellent job on the edge, giving him time. But look at Metcalf traveling all the way across the field with Ramsey draped all over him. Strong hands from Metcalf. I mean, you can't cover him much better than that. I mean, Ramsey's all over him. Geno just fits that ball in.
Number one, they picked up 4, 5, 6 yards. That was an important thing to do. Then they all lined up. He got the ball out. They do have a chance.
46-yard attempt by Efren Herrera that could win the game for Seattle. 7 seconds to play. The Raiders trying to distract him. Here's the kick. The kick is up, 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 up. It is good. 3 seconds to go. Seattle takes the lead. 17-16. 46-yard field goal. And the young Seahawks are 3 seconds away by being the first team to beat Oakland twice in the same season in 13 years.
This offense looking high-powered right now, Kurt.
First down at the 15. Hasselbeck changing the play.
Well, he saw the blitz, so he brought the tight end in to give him a more maximum protection.
Quick pass out to Corey Robinson. Robinson slips, regains his footing, and goes down the sideline for the touchdown. And each team has put it into the end zone. It's a 28-24 Seahawk edge.
And you get to see Matt Hasselbeck sees these defenders all crowding in here, and he knows that there's a blitz. So what he does is he checks in, he pulls the tight end in to give him max protection. He checks the play. He knows he's got Corn Robinson on the outside in a man-to-man situation. There it is. Corn Robinson versus Jimmy Williams. Robinson beats him for a touchdown.
Down to 30 seconds.
Just a really good job there by Geno Smith, seeing the 6-up pressure, getting the extra blocker, and about 20 seconds now.
Under 20. Smith back to throw. Smith takes off. Geno Smith, end zone ahead. Touchdown Seattle. With 12 seconds, Geno Smith again puts the Seahawks on his back. And Seattle's got the lead.
To overcome that sack, just look how many guys there are in coverage. Just so much depth, and the second he's able to get up and escape the pocket, look at this void, but now everyone's got their backs turned, and Geno just makes a mad dash for that front pylon, and it was all but over.
Now the picture of resilience, the picture of toughness throughout his career, and we mentioned it earlier today, feels like a bit of a microcosm of that. Didn't have anything going in the first half. He throws the bad interception early in the second half. So many times, though, he's been knocked down and left there and stood up and found a way to punch right back.
Seattle takes over at its own 11. Alexander, nice cut. Alexander to the middle of the field, and he's gone. Troy James trying to catch it. Touchdown. That was the first time this year the Raiders allowed a run of more than 20 yards.
Here it comes. Now watch his first cut right back to the inside. He just got, Steve Hutchinson got a great block on the outside, the left guard. And once he got in the open field, it was goodbye.
Marquez Pope comes up to Phil. Anthony Dorsett, the other safety, players Pope. Dorsett overruns him. Pope's never in the picture. And that gives you an idea why they drafted Sean Alexander.
Look at this offensive line. Watch these guys go to work. Here they come. Hutchins goes to the outside. Number 71 is Walter Jones. But their blocking is right there. But the cut he makes, he cuts back against the grain against all the defensive backs. They were caught flat-footed, and he went on. But did you see Joe, the run at the end of it, when he went from the end zone because he's running? The only thing he was looking at was that goalpost. He didn't care about anybody chasing him.
And another fight. And the side judge got a place maybe he shouldn't have gotten.
That's Dick Creed, the side judge, trying to jump in and take care of it. Jeremiah Castile all involved out there with, I believe it's Brian Blades.
It is. And both of them may be gone. Castile coming toward the sideline. Maybe he's just walking away. We'll hear the officials call and get the explanation.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 28 on the defense with retaliation by the offense. After the play, the penalty's offset. Yes, they do. They offset.
That was the voice of Steve Largent you heard saying that. He said it wasn't retaliation. And I'll tell you something. If somebody knows what's going on a football field, it's Steve Largent. There's Castile now. Blades just does a good job of cutting him. And Castile doesn't like it. He throws him down.
Haven't seen a retaliation
You
yet.
show me.
Standing there.
I'll tell you, that's a lousy job of officiating a fight. I'm glad they don't do the Leonard Hearns fights and stuff like that, or else no telling who'd win.
Blades was real smart. He just stood there and took a beating and didn't even get the penalty out of it.
Bad job of officiating right there. No retaliation.
Craig on 3rd and 1. Blades intercepted by Harden. Oh, and Largent unloaded and got the ball. Holy cow, what a shot. There is a flag down.
Holding, number 28, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Castillo. They sent Blades out to beat him.
I'll guarantee you, when that happens, a coach knows what to do. He goes right to a call. He goes right in the huddle, and he says, Brian, you go out and beat him. You want him? You got it. It's your play.
Oh.
That's not holding. That's a mauling.
And then Harden gets the interception. But the hit by Largent, holy cow. What's this?
We knew Steve Largent was upset before. They think he's a little guy, but boy, does he pack a pop. Well, you don't have to be a big linebacker to hit people, but look at Largent. Gets his head in front. Harden's feet just come flying off the ground.
And Harden never saw him.
No, never saw him at all.
2nd and 10 at the 33. Matthew under center. Obamanu goes in motion right to left. Turn and hand to Lynch, left side. Finds a little bit of a hole. Keeps his legs moving. He's across the 40. Midfield. 45. He's on the run. Lynch. 40. Pushes him at 35. Look at him go. He's down to 20. 15. He could go. He is going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks. Oh, my word. A 67-yard run. Marshawn Lynch. Unbelievable! He must have knocked 5 guys down on the way to the end zone. The beast is alive and well.
Oh my God! I've seen a lot of great runs by this football team. I've seen Sean Alexander make some unbelievable runs. I've seen Kurt Warner make some unbelievable runs. That run right there, in the situation and how many men he took out by himself, unbelievable by Marshawn Lynch.
Olindamari with the extra point. It's up and good. I have seen all but 4 games in Seahawks history. I do not remember a run like that, as you said, in such a clutch moment that you had to have.
You had to have the first down. He was not going to be denied of not only the first down, but of a touchdown. An unbelievable run by the man-child.
We are going to watch this on replay in the booth. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage by 3 guys, bounces through, breaks 2 more tackles. At midfield, breaks another tackle. Stiff arms Tracy Porter and knocks him down. He keeps on going. I'm doing the play all over again. Gets blocks downfield. He knocked 5 Saints down on the way to that touchdown of 67 yards. I'm telling you, it's maybe the greatest run in Seahawks history.
He was not going to be denied of the goal line. What an amazing run. I knew the guy wanted to play well today because he put the ball on the ground a couple of times in that first football game. He is totally made up for that today, the way he has run the football. Marshawn Lynch, 124 yards on 17 carries, and that most important touchdown of the season for the Seahawks.
By the way, did I mention the score? I'm sure I didn't. It's 41-30. The Seahawks now leading the Saints. Back up by 11. Inside of 3.5 minutes to play.